Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for joining me for today's Facebook Live. My name is Tracy Held. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Melbourne in Australia. I feel like I haven't been with you for ages, but it's been 2 weeks. Of course, the first week I was at Stampin' Up! Convention where I had the most amazing time. The only problem was that when I came home, the day later I tested positive for COVID. So I wasn't feeling too well, really wasn't up to doing anything last week. I am testing negative now, but I am still a bit snotty, which I don't know whether that's lingering effects of COVID or we're going into autumn, and I always suffer hay fever really badly this time, which is a bit weird because you would think that I would suffer hay fever going into summer, but no, it's always autumn that hits me the worst. Anyway, I'm here today. I'm really excited to be with you again, and I'm going to show you the card that we're making today. Now, I have actually done quite a lot of preparation for this card just because I wasn't sure how well I would go on camera and how I would be able to keep going. So lots of work done. It is using the Simply Zinnia stamp set, and of course we've got the matching DSP and dies. I'll show you everything that we're using. Now if you hang around to the end, I'll show you some cards that I'm going to be teaching, I guess, in a Flowering Zinnia Stamp Camp on the 20th of April. I have put the link to my blog post which has all the details of that stamp camp in it. So if you want to join, we would love to have you. There is a class kit in Australia. If you're overseas, then you'll have to get the tutorial and just cut your own kit. Right, so let's start with the products. First of all, the Simply Zinnia stamp. And it has coordinating dies, which I've just thrown in here so they're very messy. I'm using this big one today which coordinates with that flower, but you've got extra ones, so these two you can cut out here, and it will just make a flower. Maybe I'll do that another week to show you. And then you've got little buds and the inside of the flower. So this is a really nice stamp set, die set, which you can use just the dies without the stamps as well. And then if you're wondering about my circle over here, couldn't resist using it. That's a new die set. Well, it's actually a bundle, but I'm just using the dies which I got at On Stage. So that's called the Spotlight on Nature dies, and these dies give you all these circles. So they'll cut out the circles with the decorative edges. You've got heaps of them. And the nice thing here is that you've got the two cards of dies, but the circles are actually all the same size. So you've got two options of borders for both size circles. Alright, so those are those. And then of course we have the Simply Zinnia Designer Series paper, or Flowering Zinnia. So we've got the one side which has all the floral, turn that the right way up, and leaf images. And then the reverse side has your plainer designs. Now this paper is stretching me a little bit just because it's so bright. I don't normally work with such bright colors all the time, but it's awesome. The only thing that I do have a little bit of a problem with, like when I was using it today, is on this card I've used this one, but look at the other side. And the card that we're making today, I'm going to use the purple, but you've got those flowers on the other side. So sometimes it's really hard to stick down one side when you know that you're hiding the gorgeous reverse side. But anyway, we can deal with that. Now, I have done a lot of preparation for today's card just because I didn't know how I was going to go with it. So in terms of colouring and stuff, I've done a lot of it. I'm only going to colour one flower and we're going to assemble. Right, so starting out, we're stamping the Simply Zinnia stamp, onto basic white with Memento ink. And I normally like to colour before I die cut, but just for being on camera, I have die cut it first. So starting with my leaves, I'm using dark Parakeet Party and your light and dark Old Olive. And starting with the dark Old Olive, I'm just going to go over sort of the lines that they've given me. And we know that colouring's not really my big thing, so it's always simple colouring for me. And then I'm going with the Party Parakeet. Now, I will tell you the logic that went on here. Sorry, my eyes decided that it doesn't want to see, so try again now. I am just using the brush end for the bigger pieces. I know that you do get more precise colouring with the bullet tip, but I'm going to use the bullet tip for the stems where things are fine, and I hope that I'm staying in the lines because I'm really not seeing nicely now. If it's not one thing, it's another. Alright, so that was my original thing, and then I just thought that Party Parakeet looked a little bit too bright, so I've then gone in with my light Old Olive and just try to tone that down a little bit. Okay, so you've still got some of that Parakeet Party going through, but it's not that sort of almost glow in the dark. Then I've taken my Dark Daffodil Delight and I'm just colouring that around the starry bit. Sorry, my eyes playing up. Okay, so I'm probably not colouring that too well, but it'll look alright. And then I've taken my Dark Blackberry Bliss and we're going to go again just over the lines that are already there. I'm going to put a bit in the center. Okay, now that doesn't look too good, but don't worry, we're going to fix it. And then I'm taking my light Highland Heather and filling in all the white spaces. And I know that the colour does look different, but just remember that when it dries, it does dry differently. So that's why it's looking different when I'm colouring now. It will look the same once everything's sorted. And then just my light Blackberry Bliss, and I'm just putting like a little bit of extra shading just to, there we go. And that's my colouring done. Right, now let's assemble the card. Okay, I have put up the measurements, so you've got them all there. Slightly shorter card front, but it's scored that I've got my standard size inside for the card base. Okay, and then we're taking my embossed piece. I didn't show you the embossing folder, but there is this embossing folder, the Zinnia embossing folder, which is absolutely beautiful. And it's your choice whether you want to use it with the sort of embossed side coming out or going in.